Hi, friends. Today I'm just going to talk about learning to learn and learning to unlearn. See, some people are good at learning to learn things on their own, but they find it very difficult to learning to unlearn. See, there are occasions we have learned things which are not right, or whether we learn things which are not really going to be um, accurate in terms of appropriacy, in terms of usage or extension, or even a cultural context. So, not that whatever we have learned is absolutely applicable everywhere. So, that we have to really look at the context specific applications of learning, right? So, this is something that is not happening on all occasions. Please understand, a context specific, culture specific learning can be promoted only when we are aware of the lacuna to unlearn, or rather, some resistance to unlearn. So, we should overcome our mental resistances to unlearn. And then what we have to do? We have to look at culture specific learning inputs. And those learning inputs ought to be used only in such contexts wherever such culture is prevalent. So I would always say learning to relearn is also as important as learning to unlearn. And learning to learn in a specific cultural context or a social context should be promoted. So, in other words, teachers should have awareness, I would say cultural awareness of the learners or the target group of learners. I would even go on to say that the culture specific learning inputs ought to be authentic, and there must be something called a special care taken to nourish the local cultures or regional cultures wherever we are going to provide learning inputs. So the textbook has got a common learning input sometimes. The teacher has to customize it, has to give local examples. There's nothing wrong in teaching, the daffodils of Wordsworth in Indian context. But what are you supposed to do? You'll have to compare local poems, local poets of similar type, and then sometimes even with regional medium learners, I would even say compare a local poem in their language. Then learning becomes more interesting and they become quite interactive. And I would even say visual inputs for our learning is as important as oral input, right? Wish you all success. If you want to know more about me, visit me at www.mangalapratabhan.in. That is www.mangalapratabhan.in. Good luck to you. Bye bye.